a point of view video. The GoPro is on my head. Are you alright? Seaweed in on top there. Okay folks, I hope you can hear me. My GoPro hasn't been working very well lately. It's recording, but it's not getting the audio. I'm only getting 50% of the audio on all my videos, so I have to keep putting music over some parts of the videos because it just has this really horrible crackly sound on it. So I hope you can hear me. If you can't, it's going to be a point of view video, kayak fishing in the sea, with lots of music over it. So we'll see how we get on. I might have a cook up at the end as well. He's coming very close. Coming very close. Splash in the water and see if he comes over. No, he's gone the other way. God damn it. Come on. Oh, I'd love if they would come over close to the guy. Okay, so I'm going to drop a line here. Put my paddle on the wrong side. I don't want to be getting caught in that line when I catch fish, so I'll put him over here. Okay, so I've got two rods with me today. They're both rigged up identically. An Ugly Stick GX2. Ugly Stick GX2. Almost unbreakable rod. And then with a fairly cheap kind of reel, it's like a 50 or 60 euros worth, Kinetic 5000. The salty water does get into these, so they get a little bit grindy after a while. So you have to keep cleaning them out, but that's part of the fun. So right, okay, here we go. On the bottom then as well, I've got a Toby. So this is like a 26 gram Toby. This is the weight, but I catch a lot of fish on the very bottom lure as well. So rather than putting a weight there, I always put a lure down there, because that will probably catch pollock. Mackerel and pollock will go for these, the smaller ones. So they're just like, I call them Christmas decorations, like a little shiny hook with a bit of tinsel on it. So I'm just going to drop that straight down and just watch the line. I'm using braid here. This is 40 pound braid. really, really deep here. Line is still going out. Oh my god, it's extremely deep here. I think I must have a fish. Maybe not. Oh my god, it's extremely deep here. I did measure it here once before, and I think it's like about 100 foot deep. So that'll be like 30 meters. 30 meters deep. The line just keeps going. Okay, there, we've hit the bottom. Oh, it's still going. Okay, we've hit the bottom, so I'm going to jig just above the bottom and then work my way up through the water column. But generally the bigger fish are kind of resting around the bottom or mid-water. What a day. If I catch anything, I'll be back. So there's your cormorants, the black guy there, right on the top of that rock. Another one there. They're really good at fishing. A lot better than me. We've got some seaweed as well here, so we might have a bit of that with the mackerel. Don't want to bang my kayak off the rocks needlessly. Look at those for rocks, my god. You can see the big vein of quartz running up through the middle of that one there. See it running all the way up through the middle and all the way there. You can see all those, they're all quartz veins running through the rocks. When the earth was still liquid and it was cooling down, all of those minerals were pumping through the earth, literally like blood in your veins. Okay, this looks like a good spot. A bit of a current pulling me here. Okay, get the kayak up here now. In here in the hatch on the front, this is a tarpon 120, Wilderness Systems tarpon 120, which means it's 12 foot long. And then you've got wheels that you can take off this cart. So this cart, I put this underneath the kayak and wheel it down to the sea. I used to carry it, but it's about 30 kilos, this kayak. So coming up and down to the seaside with this kayak, and then all of your gear was just a little bit difficult for me. So I got that little kayak cart to be able to bring your kayak down to the sea. Okay, so let's get our fish ready. So far with the fishing, it's been really bad. 2 mackerel, which I was expecting to get a lot more, but anyway, we'll eat them and go fishing for another hour or so. I'm literally on a little rock out in the sea here. Oh my god. Something kind of level. We've got a knife and a fork, so we need a little bit of heat. Engage that. That doesn't sound so good. What am I doing wrong here? I'm doing something wrong. Okay. Okay, bang. I just want to get these fish into me and then keep going. Okay. We're fairly level. You don't need oil on this pan, but I'll stick it in there anyway. So freezer box with the freezer cubes in it. Keep the mackerel nice and fresh. Be really careful doing anything like this, because as you can see, you know, if I slip here I'm in a bit of trouble, so just be careful. There we go. I always use this part on top of my kayak to fill up my fish. Just behind the gill, or sorry, just behind the fin there, cut at an angle towards the head. The crabs and the seagulls will eat all of this rear end of the fish, cut towards the belly. You get all the guts away. It's really easy. There's not a lot in there. There's a bloodline down along the back, so you want to wash that away. Get that out of there. I always like to clean out my fish. If I was going to bring fish home, I always clean them out at the sea and bring them home then. So find the backbone then, and then just cut towards the tail. Just run your blade along the backbone. Just be careful when you get to the end. There's a perfect fillet. And we just cut the belly sack off. That doesn't really taste so good. And then we got little pin bones down the middle. So just gonna cut those away. So see that, those pin bones there? Somebody just keeps calling me on my phone. Okay, so full of mackerel, no bones. So we took the pin bone out of the middle and took the belly sack away, so that'd be nice and clean. Cut a bit of the tail away if you want. Okay, so then you do the same on the other side. Find the bone and just run your blade down along that bone like this. So I'll cut it on this side so you can see what I'm doing. You just need to make sure your blade runs right along the bones, and you can feel the bones running through the feeling of the bones going through the blade, so that you don't leave any flesh behind. So there you go. Crabs, seagulls will eat that. Clean your blade, helps it run through the fish better. Backbone. Watch your fingers when you come into the end. Gas is going. The reason I'm not going to pick the seaweed from here is because it's very up high on the tide, so it probably doesn't get to see much water. Put my sunglasses in there, they won't get damaged. So I'm going to go get a bit of this bladder rack, see what it's like. Sea lettuce that's in the water, it's kind of low. I'm going to get it down here, a little bit down there, and then the bladder rack, which is this one. So this one's going to have much more of a bite on it because it's really thick. But I think the sea lettuce, I might just try that. There you go. So lettuce is going to be full of minerals, obviously from the sea. Sea salt is much better for you than any kind of salt that you'll use at home as well. So if I filled that pan with salty water and put the heat on it and let it evaporate, we'd have sea salt, and it would be full of minerals, and it would actually be good for you. But I don't have time to do that. Might do that in another video another time. Put the seaweed in at the end. Okay, I know this doesn't look very appetizing. Skin side down. I'm just gonna do this for like 2 minutes on each side, if even. 2 minutes on one side. Second side probably only needs a minute. I'm going to throw the seaweed in on top there. See how that goes. We'll give it a whirl. Give the seaweed a little bit of time on the edge there in the oil. Let that cook off for a second. Seaweed is really, really nice. Like, I mean, look at it here. Right beside the rocks, kayak, sitting there, ready to go on another adventure. Okay, so here we go. Disengage the gas. A little bit of salt. Okay, take the lid off. There we go. Sea salt from the Mediterranean. So like I said, sea salt's full of minerals. Okay, it's time to do a taste test. I know how it tastes. A little bit of the seaweed with the mackerel. Oh my god, mackerel. This is really the best way to eat mackerel, is straight out of the water in the pan. And the seaweed, that's really nice as well. It gives it a lovely little crunch. There's one bone I missed. A lot of people are really afraid to eat fish because they don't like bones. But if you cut out the central part, which is obviously the backbone, and then you cut out the pin bones, there's going to be a line of pin bones down the middle. If you just cut that pin bone away and cut the backbone away, you'll have no bones. It's really enjoyable fish when you get rid of all the bones. Absolutely gorgeous. I have to say, I think this is probably the nicest mackerel I've ever had. So nice. Wow. Okay. Oh, this bacon. Wow, I'm getting really burned. Got a bit on my legs again. So that's where we had our food. Alrighty, let's go. absolutely gorgeous here. There's some current here, you can see it. It's really strong. And the tide is going out now, so it's pushing out that way. So I might row all the way back around this corner. I'm going to be rowing against the tide, which is going to be pretty tough. But anyway, I think I'll stay in the water for another few minutes and then head on. Lovely big rocks out in the water here. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh man, it's just like heaven. Look at this little seagull over here. He's a very young seagull. This guy be only a few months old. He's just sitting there. Hello, buddy. Hello. Where you going, buddy? Jeez, you're quite a little lad. So there's a vein of quartz there and there. So they're crystals. Hey, buddy. There's a vein of quartz there as well. I hope he doesn't peck me to death now. Jeez, you're quite a little lad, aren't you? So all these are all quartz crystals. Milky quartz. Hello. I think he knows I'm not any threat to him. Are you alright? I'm really amazed he didn't fly off. Right, look at that in there, it's gorgeous in there. Right, off we go. I'll get you a little look under the water. Lovely spot here. All these huge granite rocks here. Better think about going home. Okay guys, so I was just swimming here like a few minutes ago, and just here in the water there's the lion's mane jellyfish. So you can see it right there swimming around, right in the middle of the screen there. So I don't know what kind of a sting they would give you, but I'm sure it would be a little bit uncomfortable. They look like the type of jellyfish you wouldn't want to mess with. So anyway, just kind of pointing that out. So swimming in the water, in the open water with no swimsuit on might not be the wisest thing in the world if there's a lot of jellyfish around. So just thought I'd kind of flag that with you there, just if you decide to come up and go for a swim. But again, I'm not really sure if the lion's mane jellyfish is that bad. I think I've heard about it before, and it does give you a sting. So anyway, just to be wary of that. Jesus, the current is pulling me all over the place. Okay.